What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. As we switch gears a little bit, moving away from the X-Men titles, we are jumping into Carnage Reigns Alpha. This is picking up directly after the last issue of Carnage. If you have not been keeping up with the Carnage line, I highly recommend that you go check it out. I got links in the description and at the top of this video that you can check out from issue number 1 and show how Carnage and CLETUS Kasady, they are two separate entities right now. While Carnage is making his way to godhood, CLETUS Kasady has finally come out of his shell. He has come out of hiding, and now he is making some noise. This is Carnage versus Spider-Man. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we are picking up at this diner where CLETUS Kasady was just recently eating at. The police are sectioning off the street. They are bringing in their negotiators. They believe this to be a hostage situation. Miles observing from the rooftop. He knows that this is Carnage, which means he also knows that there will be no survivors. That Miles must do something and he must do it now. He knows that he's not going to be able to rely on his spider senses, going dark to give himself a fighting chance. He makes his way into the building. As he makes his way inside, on the outside, we have the forces that are coming in that plan to take him down. As they get ready to breach the building, Miles is making his way through the building, and this is when somebody spots him. The lights go on, and this guy saying that he's trying to run a business. They can't have somebody crawling all over the ceilings. And Miles is trying to figure out what the heck is happening. These people were definitely not here before. He begins to look around this diner, trying to figure out what's happening, and that is when he sees Kenneth Neely. Kenneth Neely, the serial killer that is working with Carnage. He comes over, he sits down, he has a conversation with Kenneth. And it doesn't take long for Carnage to come up from behind him. He grabs hold of Spider-Man and he brings him in, with CLETUS now having his grasp a hold of Spider-Man. On the outside, we see that Scorpion has shown up. Scorpion is the weapon that they are going to try to use to bring down CLETUS. And so while they get ready to make their play, inside we have CLETUS that is eating away at Spider-Man. Spider-Man doing everything he can to break free of the grasp. He knows that he has to make some distance between them. The problem is, this symbiote is much different than it was before, having an almost Iron Man feel to it. With CLETUS having a brand new ride, Miles is truly in fear of what might happen next. His shoulder is on fire. He has a literal tooth that is sticking out of his shoulder. He tells himself to breathe. He sees a man that is begging for help. A man by the name of Dominic. And so Spider-Man grabs this man and he gets out of here, with CLETUS saying that he is just baiting the hook, getting ready. These soldiers and Scorpion, they make their way into the building. Room by room, they begin to clear things out. Then the walls start to come alive, with CLETUS grabbing hold of these soldiers. One by one, he rips them apart. He breaks their neck. He swallows them whole. And then he goes for Scorpion. Now Scorpion has been waiting for this opportunity to take CLETUS down. With so much CLETUS around him, this is like his Christmas. The two of them begin to brawl, and we have Kenneth, who is simply watching all of this go down. With Kenneth going on to say that he's more like a court jester to CLETUS Kasady, that he had once thought himself an artist, but he has learned that Mr. Kasady, he is the true artist, telling Scorpion that him and all of his friends, to include the spider in the attic, they are all going to die. With Spider-Man making his way to the rooftop, he kicks open the door. He gets ready to get this guy out of here, reaching out for his hand. That is when that hand turns into CLETUS Kasady. Miles thrown completely off, having no idea what CLETUS was even capable of. This was all a trap. This is when Miles throws everything that he has at him, grabbing him and throwing CLETUS right into the pavement. But another CLETUS pops up behind him. Miles is quickly seeing that he is just out of his depth, and he tells Miles that once I have killed you, I am gonna go kill your entire family. With Miles getting ready to be eaten alive, that is where Scorpion comes into play. Scorpion being very severely wounded himself. He tells Miles it's time to tap out, to get off of this building and get out of here now before it's too late. As he says this, we have CLETUS who is impaling him from behind, a tentacle through each shoulder. He tells Scorpion that none of this is personal. He apologizes to Spider-Man, Scorpion telling him that it is all on you now. This is where Spider-Man gets up to his feet. He charges up, that bioelectricity running through his veins. He puts every bit of energy into this Venom Blast, and he hits Carnage right in the chest. This is when CLETUS Kasady begins to overload, nobody knowing what is actually going on here. CLETUS Kasady has just learned what happens when a Venom Punch hits an arc reactor. Because if you remember, this symbiote is tied together with really stark tech, if you will. So it has an arc reactor. That arc reactor is now overloading. We see on that rooftop a giant explosion. And that will be the end of this issue. This story is going to continue on in Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 6. And we also have the Cult of Carnage that is going to be starting up this week as well. So let me know what you guys think. This, was really what I expected it to be. I expected this issue to be one giant fight of Miles Morales Spider-Man versus CLETUS Kasady's Carnage. What nobody recognizes is that CLETUS Kasady has leveled the freak up. He is stronger than he has ever been. He has been able to create essentially a Nightmare on Elm Street situation, being able to possess any building that he is in. He can manifest and create anything within inside that building. He is a living haunted house. Every horror movie that you can think of, Carnage is that. Or I should say CLETUS Kasady. While he is still technically Carnage, Carnage has got a lot of other stuff that is currently ongoing with himself. But with Scorpion being defeated, with the arc reactor exploding, what comes next? Does this mean that CLETUS Kasady was defeated? Or is this just the beginning of his next evolution? If CLETUS Kasady was defeated, I know one symbiote that has essentially just become a god that is not gonna be happy with that. If CLETUS Kasady has been killed, then Carnage will be on its way. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with the Carnage line. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.